Tonight, what took seconds to come crashing down, now likely to take weeks to investigate. The Key Bridge collapse, still too dangerous in many parts for divers to even enter the water. Debris, sunken cars, containers, and chunks of bridge littering the river floor. Late today, we traveled to what's left of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. We're just outside the perimeter of the disaster zone, about a quarter mile of where the collapse happened. And at sea level, the first thing you realize is the monstrous size of that cargo vessel. It is so much more massive than the structure of the actual bridge. Officials say the Dolly, the ship that struck the bridge, is stable, that it has more than 1.5 million gallons of fuel and 56 containers of hazardous material. But the Coast Guard saying it is not a danger.
The crew is cooperating with what we need. They remain on board.
But outside the ship, investigators hitting a snag. The search and recovery efforts have been hampered by the weather here in Baltimore. There's been a steady rain all day, patchy fog, and temperatures in the 40s. But in the water, it's even worse.
Divers won't be able to see anything. They're going to work by feel with their hands once we get on a target.
Brian Hudson leads the FBI's underwater search and evidence response team. They're using sonar and remote-operated vehicles, ROVs, to scan these waters.
What have your teams been able to see down there? How bad is it?
Some of the debris is still shifting. We're finding mostly a lot of chunks of debris, rocks. We're searching for vehicles, so you're looking for the shape of a vehicle.
Some of the missing construction workers were inside their cars at the time of the collapse. You can actually see their vehicle's lights blinking on the bridge just before impact.
It's going to be very, very difficult, I think, to find them. So I hope
Jeffrey Pritzker is an executive with that construction company. He says the entire company is in mourning and still in shock.
Did the message get to your employees that the ship was going to crash into the bridge? Do you know if they realized that?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I can only tell you they were right in the middle span of that bridge, right in the center of the middle span. So I doubt if they heard anything, frankly, or knew that it was going to happen. And then what you see
You're saying they may have been caught completely by surprise?
They may have been.
He says one member of their crew miraculously survived and is still unable to speak about what happened. Among those missing, Miguel Luna, a father of 6 from El Salvador. There he is at a gender reveal party for his grandchild just this month. And Maynor Yasir Suazo Sandoval, his brother, emotional, saying it's not easy seeing the bridge now, knowing that monster of iron is trapping my brother.
And Tom, we now have some late news about some of the missing. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Lester, this just in. We've just learned divers have now located a red pickup truck submerged in 25 feet of water and recovered 2 victims who were trapped inside. Officials also announcing the mission here has changed now for a 3rd time in less than 2 days. This no longer is a search and recovery mission. It is simply too dangerous to keep trying to find the victims. This is now being called a salvage operation. Lester.
All right, Tom Llamas tonight, thanks. And more than 24 NTSB investigators are now assigned to the accident for what will be a long investigation into why this disaster happened. Tom Costello now on the investigation ahead.
While the Dolly remains trapped under tons of wreckage from the collapsed bridge, NTSB teams were on board today, gathering evidence and identifying key crew members to interview. Already, investigators have downloaded data from the ship's so-called black box, including the ship's speed, position, power, and throttle settings at 1:30 a.m. Tuesday.
That will help us, enable us to begin to put together a timeline of events that occurred prior to the striking of the bridge.
NTSB Chief Hamady says investigators will also look at whether the ship received contaminated fuel, which could have shut down the engines, causing it to lose power before crashing into the bridge. Engineering experts calculate it hit with roughly 30 million pounds of applied force.
A bridge like this one, completed in the 1970s, was simply not made to withstand a direct impact on a critical support pier from a vessel that weighs about 200 million pounds.
While the Key Bridge was built to 1970s standards, those standards changed after a freighter hit Tampa's Sunshine Skyway Bridge in 1980, killing 35 people. Today, bridge support structures must be protected with barriers, like reinforced islands on Tampa's new Skyway Bridge.
If the bridge had been designed to the revised specifications that took into account the ship collision conditions for that bridge, it would not have collapsed.
Nearly a dozen ships are tonight trapped inside the port, even more outside, amid warnings that the supply chain and livelihoods are in jeopardy.
We are concerned about the local economic impact, with some 8,000 jobs directly associated with port activities.
Michael Clark's business receives and empties containers from the port, then ships the freight. Now he's losing business that's going to other ports.
Right now, we don't have any containers, and we can't get any containers. So immediately our business has shut down.
And Tom, there's still a lot of urgency there tonight. Maryland authorities, we understand, are already laying out priorities for the port.
Yeah, just a short time ago, Maryland authorities say they're going to quickly start drawing up plans for a new bridge, but their priority now is reopening the waterway into the port, and that will take quite a bit of time. Lester.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.